Have you ever noticed something weird? Sometime, the things that hurt us the most start feeling strangely familiar, almost comfortable, like staying in a toxic friendship even when it drains your soul, or constantly overthinking at 2 a.m. like it's some kind of nightly hobby, or going back to the same person who treats your heart like a free trial subscription. And the scary part? You know it hurts, but leaving it feels even scarier. Why? Why does pain sometimes feel like comfort? Well, our brains are kind of dramatic. See, your brain doesn't always care about happiness. It cares about familiarity. That's it. Your brain is basically that friend who says, yeah, this situation is terrible, but at least we know what's going on. Humans are creatures of habit. If something becomes emotionally familiar, your mind starts treating it like home, even if that home is emotionally on fire. Imagine wearing tight shoes every single day. At first they hurt, then slowly your feet adapt. Now when you wear normal, comfortable shoes, it feels weird. That's exactly what emotional pain does. If someone grows up around criticism, chaos, neglect, or constant stress, peace can actually feel uncomfortable later in life because peace is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar things make the brain nervous. That's why some people sabotage healthy relationships, not because they enjoy pain, but because calmness feels suspicious. Like, wait, you're communicating properly? You're not ignoring me for 3 days. What kind of black magic is this? The brain starts panicking because it expects drama. It has trained itself to survive chaos. Pain becomes predictable, and predictable becomes comfortable. It's honestly wild when you think about it. Even stress can become addictive. You know that feeling when life becomes peaceful for 2 seconds, and suddenly your brain goes, something bad is about to happen. So you create problems that don't even exist. You start rereading old messages, overanalyzing tone, checking if someone used one less emoji than usual. Why did they say okay instead of okay, i.e.? Are they mad? Should I move to another country? Relax, detective. Sometimes your brain is so used to emotional tension that it feels unsafe without it. And social media makes this even worse. People romanticize suffering all the time. Heartbreak made me stronger. Pain builds character. I work better under pressure. At this point, stress has a better PR team than happiness. Now, obviously, pain can teach lessons, but staying attached to pain is different. Some people build their whole identity around suffering. They don't know who they are without struggle. If life suddenly becomes peaceful, they feel empty. Because for years, survival mode was their personality. And survival mode is exhausting. It's like your brain keeps running a marathon even after the race ended. Another reason pain feels comfortable? Because healing feels unfamiliar. And unfamiliar feels risky. Think about it. Healing requires change, new habits, new boundaries, new ways of thinking. And the brain hates change. Your brain would literally rather replay the same painful pattern than risk uncertainty. That's why people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, friendships that feel one-sided, because leaving means stepping into the unknown. And humans fear the unknown more than discomfort. Crazy, right? There's actually a funny example of this. Have you ever delayed fixing something simple for months, like a noisy fan? Every day it goes, and instead of fixing it, you just accept it as background music. Eventually, guests come over and ask, what is that sound? And you're like, what sound? That's emotional pain too. You adapt to it so much that you stop noticing how unhealthy it is. Until one day, someone healthier enters your life and suddenly you realize, wait, life isn't supposed to feel this heavy all the time? And here's the important part. Comfort is not always good for you. A lot of people confuse familiar with safe. But those are two completely different things. Just because something feels normal doesn't mean it's healthy. You can get used to anxiety, used to disrespect, used to loneliness, used to self-doubt. Humans can normalize almost anything. That's both our superpower and our biggest problem. But the good news? The brain can relearn comfort too. At first, healthy things feel strange. Rest feels lazy. Boundaries feel rude. Peace feels boring. Healthy love feels too calm. But slowly, your mind adjusts, the same way pain became familiar. Healing can become familiar too. And honestly, that's beautiful. One day, chaos stops feeling exciting. You stop chasing emotionally unavailable people like it's an Olympic sport. You stop glorifying exhaustion. You stop thinking struggle is proof of worth. And suddenly, peace no longer feels empty. It feels freeing. You start enjoying simple things again, quiet mornings, real conversations, being understood without begging for it. No emotional roller coaster, no mind games, no overthinking championship finals at 3 a.m. Just peace. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. Pain feels like comfort not because we truly want pain, but because humans attach themselves to what they know, even if it hurts. But growth begins the moment you realize familiar pain is still pain, and you deserve more than just surviving things you should have never had to endure in the first place. So if peace feels unfamiliar right now, that's okay. Sometimes healing feels uncomfortable before it feels safe. But don't run back to chaos just because silence feels strange. Your nervous system is learning a new language, and eventually, peace will start feeling like home too.